Another NFL and Week 12 matchup Misfits prediction pick'em thingy majigger Thanksgiving edition, where we have 3 Thursday night games. Uh, I don't really have that much to say. I mean, hunting's going well. Got Thanksgiving. Everybody's got different plans for Thanksgiving, especially because of COVID now. So, let's get into it. The Texans and the Lions. This is a tough one. But I'm going to say the Texans. Lions could definitely win. So, right off the bat, we got a yellow. Right off the bat. Yeah, Detroit could absolutely win this, but, Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford, both really good. I think the Lions have the edge on receiver and running back and defense. Why am I picking the Texans? Uh, Honestly, it's like both their coaching suck. But now that Bill O'Brien's gone, I think the Texans are just. I think they'll get the upper hand on the Lions. I think Patricia's terrible, but the Lions could absolutely win. I mean, this is Thanksgiving though. To quote Brian Griffin, "Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you guys be losing a football game in Detroit?" Washington versus Dallas. The only real reason it's a shame that Washington is no longer called the Redskins is because it won't be Redskins versus Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Like, how perfect is that? And especially if the Redskins win, that's just retribution. Right? Cancel culture. Don't you want retribution? Andy Dalton's back. But Alex Smith did well last week. Um, yeah, I believe they shut out the Lions. Oh no, that was the Panthers. Yeah, what am I thinking? I don't know. But Washington did well last week. They played the Bengals? That's who they played. Oh, poor Joe Burrow. That's just. Oh, I'll get to that on the Bengals game. But yeah, Washington. This is a tough one. I like Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson. They're both questionable though. If they don't play, it's absolutely Dallas. But if they do play, I think they could definitely take them. I'm gonna go with Washington, but again, this is gonna be a yellow. I just think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close. If it was Dak, I would say Dallas in a landslide. Now, Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will the Ravens give the Steelers their first loss of the season? I don't think so. I don't really see a weakness on this Pittsburgh team. If anything, maybe the run game's just a little weak. But come on, Ravens couldn't really stop them last time, and I don't think they're going to this time. You always got to go with any given week, and it's also a division rival. That's the reason that the Ravens could win. I'm not going to put them yellow though. They could win, but they haven't been playing very well. I mean, they lost to the Titans again. They lost to the Titans last year in the most important game they played, and they lost them last week in overtime. Oh God, don't want to talk about overtime. Raiders and Falcons. It's the Raiders. It's not close. Raiders. Oh, I was rooting for them. It was so close. But you give Patrick Mahomes that much time, he's going to win the game. It's just too easy. But Raiders put up a hell of a fight, and I hope they make it to the playoffs. They're doing pretty well. Chargers and Bills. You didn't hear that. Chargers and Bills. Yes, the Bills. I'm going to go Bills. It's not close. Chargers offense probably, maybe they can keep up, but their defense is awful. I mean, they gave up 26 to the Jets. Really? The Jets? Giants and Bengals. It's the Giants. Not even close, especially now that Joe Burrow is out. That injury looked terrible. His knee is destroyed. So what I think Cincinnati should do, obviously you're going to have a high draft pick this year. Don't worry about next year. Put Burrow on IR for all of next year. He is your future. He's a first overall pick. You don't take back-to-back first overall pick. I mean, they're not going to be able to, but you're not going to take another quarterback. Joe Burrow's your future. You've seen what he can do. Like, yeah, this knee injury is bad, but he's still got his arm. His legs were never his strong suit. You're going to stick with Joe Burrow. You're going to not play him at all next season. Let him come back in 2 years completely healthy and to a better team because he didn't play. You get the higher draft picks. You get the better team. And then maybe not the year he comes back, but the year after, you're division contenders. On paper, in theory, that's a good plan, and I think they should do that. Titans, Colts. Titans playing for the division now. Colts in first place. I hate them. I gotta go. Rivers hasn't been playing well, and that offensive line had some problems this past week. So I'm gonna say Colts win though. Actually, no, I take that back. Colts won it last time, so I'm going to say the Titans win it this time. I think the Titans, coming off a big win against the Ravens, they need to win this game, and they're on fire. Whereas the Colts, they played, like, the Colts-Packer game, overall, sloppy. Refs, sloppy. Packers in the entire second half, sloppy. Colts, their offense was kind of sloppy. They just got lucky because the Packers' defense is awful. Panthers and Vikings. I'm going to say the Panthers win. Sure, the Vikings could win, I guess, but Panthers, they, with PJ Fleck, dropped 20 on the Lions, and they shut out the Lions. That's pretty good. I like PJ Fleck. I don't entirely know what's wrong with Bridgewater, though, but I'm going to say the Panthers win. They have a solid offense. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's going to be back or not, but even without him, they're a pretty good offense. Vikings lost to the Cowboys. I get it. Andy Dalton, not their fourth-string quarterback, was playing, but you lost to the Cowboys. They're awful this year. I mean, you have Dalvin Cook, and the Cowboys are a terrible defense. How does he not? Whatever. It's the Panthers, Cardinals, and Patriots. I don't know I can't get a good read on the Cardinals. And I can't get a good read on the Patriots either, but I have a little bit better read on the Cardinals, so I'm going to say Cardinals. Cardinals just overall better quarterback, better receivers, better defense, better pizza, Papa John's. Dolphins versus Jets. Dolphins, it's not close. I don't even have to explain this. If you got the Dolphins defense fantasy, play them. Browns and Jags. Browns, not close. Again, don't really have to explain it. It's just, I'm sorry, Jacksonville. You blew it up this year, and you did it on purpose. And I fear that this would be the last year that Minshew Mania will happen, barring injuries to Justin Fields or Trey Lance next year. They're not getting Trevor Lawrence, that's the Jets. But they're going to get one of those guys. The Saints and the Broncos. Broncos, they held in with the Dolphins a lot more than I expected, to the point where, did they win, actually? Because I think they won, and it kind of pissed me off, because I played the Dolphins defense after they did really well against Joe Burrow, a much better team than the Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos won. What the hell? How do you beat Justin Herbert, but not Drew Lock? That doesn't make sense to me. But Denver, still not that good. Now New Orleans, Taysom Hill did pretty well against the Falcons. I'm going to give it to New Orleans. And San Francisco 49ers versus the Rams. Rams are on fire. It's not close. Obviously, the 49ers have all those injuries that they are still dealing with. They're done for the season. The Rams looking really good, beating the Buccaneers on Monday night. They've got problems too. There is no dominant team. Closest thing we got, Steelers. And honestly, maybe they are. Okay, I'll say the Steelers are kind of a dominant team, but the fact that they almost lost to like the Cowboys at one time, they have their flaws. They definitely have their flaws, but they are the most dominant team. But the Rams, looking good on defense. Offense, I still don't like Jared Goff, but that's just me. Chiefs Buccaneers. It's the Chiefs. Buccaneers tend to struggle lately. I mean, hell, it took a last-minute drive to beat the freaking Giants a couple weeks back. The only good team they beat was the Packers, and that's just, man, what the hell, Packers? Don't want to talk about that game. But I'm not even going to put it as they could. Buccaneers, they play okay. It's not going to, okay, it's not good enough for the Chiefs. Bears, Packers. It's Packers, it's not close. Packers. While I am very, as a Packer fan, upset about the loss, it's still promising because the Colts were the number one defense and you dropped 31 points. But Packers defense definitely going to prevent them from winning a championship again this year, most likely. But the Bears, who's their quarterback again? Like, I don't think Trubisky's going to be back. I think he's still got shoulder injury. There's no way Nick Foles is back. I think he's done for the year. And they tried to get Deshaun Kaiser. Didn't. I don't remember the name of the guy they got, and I don't even know if they're going to go with him this week. I have no idea who their quarterback is. They've got a good defense, but that's not going to be anywhere near enough to beat the Packers. It's an awful, awful offense. So, with the last game, November 30th, Monday Night Football, the Seahawks versus the Eagles. It's Seahawks, and it's not close. I have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett in my fantasy, and there is no way I am benching either of those. Wide receiver on my fantasy team is pretty stacked. I've got Stephon Diggs, both Lockett and Metcalf, and Keenan Allen and Terry McLaurin. And I am really struggling as to who I should play, McLaurin or Keenan Allen versus the Bills. And right now I'm leaning towards McLaurin, but he's questionable. So if he doesn't play, I'm going to play Keenan Allen. But there is no way I would sit either of those Seattle receivers this week against the Eagles. Absolutely not. So those are my picks for week 12. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me know what your predictions are as well, and I will see you